everybody. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Epic Living TV. Wow, what a great conversation we are getting ready to have right now. For those of you out there that feel you're trapped, trapped in what? Trapped in the boundary of your own life, trapped in the story you might tell yourself, trapped in a world that you think you didn't create or you think you cannot change. This conversation is for you. Joining me here today, Kim Peterson, somebody that is world known for a powerful, powerful message. By the way, an epic message of freedom, an epic message of championship, an epic message of empowerment. You're going to hear from one of the best to tell you that you get to choose the life you want, and you don't have to do it alone. Kim, thank you for joining me here today.
Thanks for having me.
You know, I have gotten to speak with some of the most incredible people here. I got to hear you speak. I got to meet you. And I am so struck. I mean, I've cried more today. As my image consultant, you're probably thinking, why are her eyes all bloodshot and red? It's been hard to do this and have conversations like the one we're getting ready to have. I want to ask you this question. Given all that you are and all that you've done, what are some of the challenges and obstacles you had to overcome to bring you to this very moment?
How much time do we have? Right?
You take what you need.
Right. What are some of the obstacles and challenges to get to where I am today?
Yeah.
So,
This moment, right here now.
right here now.
Right now.
Wow. Even today I had
Right
some
now.
bumps in the road.
I know.
Yeah, for sure.
You and I both today.
Yeah. So, that's the one thing I'll say is that there's always going to be life. There will always be a roadblock or an obstacle. And so, finding the way around it or over it is really key in order to keep going. And that has a lot to do with mindset. And, honestly, I'm lucky, I'm blessed that I've turned it around because, yes, my life has been filled with obstacles from birth. I was conceived, I will say, not in mutuality and was put up for adoption right away. So I was adopted into a white family when I was an infant, about 6 weeks old. And was the fifth child of all of us, and parents divorced when I was 6. And the other kids went on and pretty much remained a family. And then at that point I was left behind to live with my mom as an only child.
Wow.
In condemned housing.
Wow.
In poverty. Didn't know how to deal with my emotions, so I ate my emotions, and that's when I became overweight. Understyled for sure, didn't have the money, and definitely judged by society, not fitting into the black community, not being accepted by the white community. So it was pretty devastating, but that started to thankfully turn probably about late middle school.
What was it, though? I mean, I love this. You and I have very, very similar backgrounds. But what was it, though? I mean, can you point to like a spark within you, something which helped you pull yourself up? Because I know we're talking with a lot of folks, right, that are living in certain conditions, maybe not exactly like that, but certainly feeling like that. Do you remember a spark, an aha moment, even as a young child?
Oh, I sure do.
Yeah.
I sure do, because it was actually, to be candid, I'll tell you that it became so debilitating. The power of the mind, you might know, is so powerful. It controls your actions, your behavior, and not being comfortable and confident in my own skin and feeling unworthy from being left behind was so powerful that it entered my subconscious, to where one night I woke up actually with a knife in my hand.
Oh.
I woke up.
Oh.
That's the saving grace. But I was definitely suicidal when I was younger and didn't know it, but it translated into sleepwalking. And I woke up in time, and what I learned very soon thereafter, and I'm a woman of faith, and what I learned thereafter while I had my Bible, I found a verse in there. I have to say it was divine, because I'd never heard of it before, but it says, you are fearfully and wonderfully made.
Wow.
I knew you as you were being formed in your mother's womb. I know basically your mindset. I know how you would be fashioned. All the days of your life were written for you before you even came to be. That gives me chills to say that right
we're
now.
going to be crying again here, ladies. I'm going to need some more tissues here.
But that was the spark. It's the divine that held a mirror to me when no one else was. Not family, not a mentor, not the community. That's where somebody held the mirror for me. That's the spark that started to turn around, and eventually that's why I now do what I do for others.
Well, let's talk about what you do for others. You know, here you are today at the show. You're looking fabulous. There is research now coming to the forefront that talks about where we are with self-esteem as women right now. Conversations out in the public, we've achieved so much. And yet we forget the second part. We've achieved so much and at an expense sometimes. But what goes underneath in our souls is what we really have to look at. That's what I hear you say about what you do.
Right.
You know, it's one thing, to get up in the morning and get dressed and look good and feel awful on the inside, isn't it? But you do both. You do both in helping people understand that there's an inside and an outside.
Right.
And you got to get both to work together. If you're having thoughts that you're not good enough, that you'll never achieve anything, boy, it doesn't matter what you wear or how you look.
It doesn't matter what you wear. It doesn't matter because you're always striving to fill a gap, to fill a need, to fill a hole. You know, women have shopping addiction. I did. When I finally saw that if I look good, I feel better. This was years ago. Thank God I don't have a shopping addiction anymore. But what I learned from that is that's not going to fill the void. Having a full, rich social life, that's not going to fill the void. Volunteering, that's not going to fill the void. What's going to fill the void is having authentic connection, conscious connection with essence.
Yes.
And that's something you can't manufacture, and it's not always easy, ladies. It's not. But I tell you, it is well worth it, the journey.
I wanted to ask you about the pathway that you're helping women carve for themselves. And I like to look at a pathway. I like that analogy because I think a large part of my life, I didn't know there was a pathway. I didn't know there was a gateway. I didn't know that, I thought the yellow brick road was either Elton John or, the Wizard of Oz. But there's something powerful in helping people, women especially, see the pathway. What is your pathway now going to look like? What do you want to carve out in the world?
What I want to carve out in the world is easy opportunities really to share this message out. Not so much one-to-one anymore, but one-to-many. And it's ladies, it took me so long to figure out that is not only a possibility, but that's valuable.
Yes.
But what I have to offer is really making a difference such that in my vulnerability, when I started to share more vulnerably about my own personal story, because here's what's also true is people look at me today and they have no idea.
Right.
And I didn't realize that. But they see me and they don't have any idea of the story. And so I needed to shift that. Because what I want people to know is the hope and the possibilities and the freedom that is on the other side of fear. When you take one small step and you compound it on the next right small step and the next and the next, what I started to see is that this message is powerful. And it's powerful for the receiver. And so what I want to carve out for myself is the opportunity to be that conduit. It's not about me. I just want to be available to the message and go where I'm called to give that out. Does that make sense?
I have to tell you, you're on a rocket ship to get there. I want to thank you for joining me here today. I have one last question for you. But before we do, please give your information out to our folks that are viewing the show today. Tell them how they can find out more about you Tell them how they can get a copy of this book
Sure.
and a little bit about what you've written in there.
Sure. Well, I'll start here. I was honored to co-author Incredible Life, Top Experts Reveal How to Create Yours, and my piece is called From Fear to Freedom. And really, that is for the individual who is really searching to explore the possibilities on the other side of fear, because fear is immobilizing and it keeps you stuck in a limiting belief. However, through three main points, from fear to freedom, to be your authentic self, from fear to freedom to forgive, and from fear to freedom to love and be loved. Those are the first building blocks of that whole series that I share in here. Pretty
Beautiful.
powerful. My name is Kim Peterson. I own Uniquely Savvy, which is an image consultancy, and you can find us at uniquelysavvy.com, and also LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter.
One last question. Tell everybody what your personal message is. What would you like to leave us with today?
Gosh, ladies and gentlemen, if the gentlemen are out there as well, I do believe that it is never too late to be who you were designed to be and who you want to be. I also believe that everybody deserves to be champions, and I'm passionate about doing just that. So I wish you the best, and here's to living your life incredibly, fully, and from fear to freedom. I'm Kim Peterson of Uniquely Savvy.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you so much.